By now you've heard why Callan Robinson and Lauren Southern have left the Rebel. Callan? Robertson said he left because of fakeness, taking money from supporters, etc. Rebel Media /founder Ezra Levant says that Robertson is basically an unreliable and shifty young guy who kept asking for money and was trying to blackmail him now. Robertson has also remarked, though, that Lauren Southern left because she didn't want to make another video asking for more money that the Rebel didn't need. So basically she decided to leave.
I'm going independent. Woo! So yeah, Rebel and I are going our separate ways.
Nonetheless, Lauren is off in Europe right now doing her own thing, and Robertson versus Levant seems to be destined for the courtroom.
I sentence you to kiss my ass!
However, the Rebel lost 3 different big personalities over the last week. Faith Goldy, who is very popular for her stance on guns, immigration, and is generally a good-looking woman who isn't just a trend follower. They also lost veteran journalist Brian Lilley, who remarked about it on a Facebook post, which I'll get into. And of course, the anti-social justice king, Gavin McInness, shocked everyone by leaving the Rebel, making it a very bad week for that company. So Faith Goldy was fired for appearing on a podcast called The Crypto Report, which is said to be affiliated with the white supremacist website, I hear, called The Daily Stormer. Ezra Levant himself said that that was too far, and he decided to respectfully part ways with Faith Goldy, aka he fired her.
You're fired!
So I listened to her whole appearance on the show, and it's not as incendiary as you may think, but here are a few key points to remember. First off, she said, "I'm thrilled to be here," which probably wasn't a good idea to start with. The audio is shit. You can hear people walking around in the background, whispering to one another, breathing. The alt-right has some serious sound engineering problems they need to fix moving forward. She talks a lot about how the alt-right had a permit to be there, they were purposely set up for violence with Black Lives Matter and Antifa by the police, and generally appears to support them or at least be in line with their views, although she doesn't really outright say that.
Outside of the realm of what's possible, that within the next 5 to 10 years, we will, probably closer to 5, we will have alt-right men and women running for political office. Yes.
She says she salutes them, but not in the Nazi-style way, for anyone wondering.
And that's the bottom line.
He does say that's the bottom line here, and he sounds a lot like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And that's the bottom line.
Do I think Faith deserved to be fired for this? I'm going to say yes. When your organization is under fire for being under the alt-right bandwagon or all the stuff that's going on with Charlottesville around it, and you're being accused of all this stuff, whether that's right or wrong, you're still representing an organization, a news outlet, and you have to tread very lightly as to where you appear and what you say and what you don't say. Appearing on such a show just doesn't look good. She needs to practice much better judgment when she's appearing on behalf of an organization. Imagine Jake Tapper went on an Antifa podcast and said, "I salute you guys, you're being treated unfairly, good work." He would rightfully be ridiculed for doing so and be called a supporter of Antifa.
And I support you.
Brian Lilley, on the other hand, had a much different reason for leaving. He wasn't fired, he left on his own will, and he wrote a lengthy Facebook post, and I'll read some of it for you. What anyone from the Rebel was doing at a so-called Unite the Right rally that was really an anti-Semitic white power rally is really beyond me. Especially not a rally dedicated to keeping up a statue of Robert E. Lee, a man that whatever else he stood for also fought on the wrong side of history and the wrong side of America's bloodiest conflict. I don't think for a moment that Ezra Levant or anyone else at the Rebel is a racist or white supremacist. As Ezra has already pointed out on Twitter, he himself is Jewish and not a fan of the Klan. So say what you will, I don't think people being there to cover it makes them sympathetic to it. I don't really know what he means by that, but he goes on. I'm also not comfortable with the increasingly harsh tone taken on issues like immigration or Islam. There are ways to disagree on policy without resorting to us versus them retort. And I guess he's right, but he seems to just want to be away from controversy. That's what that says to me. As somebody who writes stuff. That's clever, right? I think he just wants to go back to regular journalism. He doesn't want to be involved in a controversy because a harsh tone on immigration or Islam. Listen, things get to be criticized. Illegal immigrants and human trafficking, which Faith Goldy, ironically, investigated very well. These things are allowed to be criticized, and if you can't take the heat, which I guess he can't, then he's getting out of the kitchen.
Hey you! Leave the jacket and get out!
As for Gavin McInness, not much has been said about his departure other than Ezra Levant himself saying that they just simply couldn't outbid the competitor that wanted to hire Gavin. Many are speculating that it is InfoWars, which would be a huge move for him and them. Bringing those two audiences together would be very big. Others have posted that he may be getting a show, or they think he might be getting a show on Fox of his own. I would imagine that's something like Red Eye or the Greg Gutfeld show, where it's comedy mixed in with actual having like a panel of people. So not unlike Maher, but less angry.
I will go to hell before I sit here and I watch this country and the world turned over to these savages. I'm done, I'm pissed, and I'm not putting up with it anymore. Let me tell you something, you filthy traitors in the government, you pieces of crap.
I'm thinking Gavin was probably simply sick of all this alt-right stuff, being grouped in with them, saying that the Proud Boys are racist, and he probably wants to get away from it. A lot of people are saying that about the Rebel, and I understand if you don't want to be criticized and called a racist all the time when you aren't one, or maybe he just likes more money.
Hey, buddy. Hey. No, I'm trying to help you. You're gonna get it all over your pants. Oh. Did you see that? That was pathetic. He's just pissing up against the wall in the middle of the day. He's begging to get caught. The kids today don't know how to piss in public.